Well, I want to thank Reed and his staff for, again, putting on a nice situation here for us to have a chance to go ahead and present our programs, and certainly appreciate the media coverage that we get. It seems like that gets a little bit better every year too, and we're thankful for the types of things that are done for our league. With me today, I brought along my defensive coordinator, Josh Klein. He's done just a tremendous job of putting together one of the best defenses in Division II year after year, and I think the way things look is going to be another year where we're going to have an outstanding front again. Along with him, Alan Cross, our senior running back, and Chenille Jenkins, an outstanding defensive end. I know it says DB down there, but he'd be a big one. But Chenille's one of those guys who's just had a tremendous career, and we're looking forward to a great senior year from him too. We're a relatively young football team again. We only had 10 seniors last year. We'll probably have about that many this year. We've got a lot of young guys that I think are going to have a big impact on what we're able to do. But we're excited about the year. Offensively, I think when you go ahead and have two people, Alan and Jabri Lally, who this will be the third year in a row, they've kind of shared that. I know it hurts them when it comes time for those postseason honors and things like that, when you don't have somebody who can go ahead and say, hey, I got 25 carries a game and stuff like that, and a pile of yardage, and certainly a lot of touchdowns. But those guys have stayed healthy, I think, as a result of that, and we have them playing well at the end of the season too. So from a team standpoint, that's been something that we've done for a while, and there's two outstanding guys. I mentioned the quarterback, Jeff Ziemba. Jeff had a great year. He threw for over 2,000 yards and only threw 2 picks, and one of those is a tip ball. I hope we can have something like that again with some losses that we got with our offensive line. A couple of those guys gone. The idea is that your quarterback's standing up at the end of the play, and we've got to make sure that we do that. But we have our fullback back. We have both tight ends healthy. Again, we have an outstanding wide receiver, Billy Brown, who's as good as we probably had. I think it can be a really good year. A couple of those young linemen are going to have to step up, although we do get Will Smith back, who would have been the starter this past year, but got hurt pretty badly with an injury in the second scrimmage before the season started. So I think that can be a really tremendous group if we can go ahead and get that group to where we can go ahead and have an opportunity to keep our quarterback healthy. Defensively, I think it's going to be another really outstanding year. I know we get talked about as far as being able to stop the rush, but overall defense has been very, very good, and I think Coach Klein has got, with the rest of his defensive staff, a chance to go ahead and put together another great group. We've got Chenille at defensive end coming back. Miles Humphrey had an outstanding year as a redshirt freshman. James Gupton is an inside linebacker, was a redshirt freshman. Octavius Thomas was only a sophomore last year, so those guys are very, very young. Got a couple of transfers that I think are going to make a big difference that had to sit out last year because of their transfer status that will be playing in that defensive line, and that could be one of the best we've had in a long time. I know a couple of years ago it was outstanding, but I think that those guys are going to be on par with that group, and we're looking forward to what they're going to be able to do. There's some depth there, and I think that's going to make a big, big difference. The two outside linebackers are gone. That would probably be the biggest question mark on our defense, but the secondary is going to be very, very solid. I don't think there's any doubt in our mind that, with C.J. Davis and the guys that have played back there, Phil Roden, Javon Sullivan, those guys are all really outstanding players, and I think that they're going to give us a chance to stay where we are, which is hopefully not giving up very many points and being able to go ahead and keep people off that scoreboard. Special teams. Not that it still hurts that much, but special teams did have a big impact on the 2 losses that we had this year. And it certainly isn't just their fault, but extra points, field goals missed, things like that. It wasn't as good as it was the year before. And I think that you're going to find out real quick. You better play pretty stinking well on all 3 faces of your football team if you're going to have a good year, but especially if you're going to plan to have a great year. And I think that's one of the things that we've got to do. The kickers and punters are back. But at the same time, we know we've got to get better. And that's certainly coverage-wise and stuff, too. The loss to Notre Dame and obviously the way it ended against Concord, which was just one of the best games I've had a chance to be on the sideline for. Those types of things happen, and it hurts bad. But we were lucky to get out of Charleston, giving up 2 a block kick for a touchdown and a kick return for a touchdown, because that could have hurt us very, very badly, too. So you got to play well across the board. And that's going to be one of our goals this year, and certainly special teams gets a lot of attention. It's going to get even more this year. So we got to stay healthy. Everybody talks about that, but you do. I don't think anybody has such great depth that when you find out that one of those starters goes down, that you got somebody that's just as good, just as talented, can go ahead and step up there and keep you right where you are. And hopefully we'll all be able to I hope we all can stay healthy, because that's a key for us. But we're looking forward to a good year. I think that the conference as a whole, everybody mentions it, and you start to hear that you better play well every week. And we found that out on a couple instances. If you don't play your best, you got a chance to get an L. And you know, whether it's going to be in the conference or outside, you got to play well. But this is a good league. And I think last year was a great situation for Concord. They did a great job. All the grief that we took, and I say this every year, and that's fine, because I'm going to keep saying it. We took so much grief. I use grief rather than the word I'd like to. Grief from the Pennsylvania Conference all the time about being a dog league, and that we don't wear, you know, we have hog washers that we don't wear shoes and stuff like that. Now, that's changed a little bit, but when you can get through those playoffs and stuff like that and slow that talk down up there, I think that's one of the great situations that you can have. So our league is on a par with anybody we're going to play, and I think they showed that last year. So congratulations again. But man, wish y'all good luck. We're looking forward to a great year. Really excited. Everybody is. You can hear that in the voices of everybody up here, but you know, we are too. So thank you very much.